Okay, hi there, parents and carers. Our target in year 5 this half term is all about prime numbers. We're going to be doing them up to 100. Prime numbers, in essence, are numbers that are only divisible by 1 and themselves. This means they're not in any times tables. Now, that isn't strictly true. The first number in the times table is, obviously, can still be a prime number. So the first activity, it says take 6 different coloured crayons. Now, you don't have to have crayons. You can do this with a pencil or with a biro or whatever you've got at home. But if you want to do it really nicely, I've got my colours here. And what we're going to do is shade in the numbers in the 2s, 3s, 4s, 5, 6 and 7 times tables, and this is a number grid that goes up to 60. So if I do my 2s, I'm going to take a red, and you don't have to do it all the way through. Shade in here, so and so on, and you go on all the way through there. So I'm shading a few of my ones in the 2s. Then my 3s, my 3. So this one is obviously in both, so I can do a bit of extra colour on it, and so on. And then I'll do a couple of my 4s. So we can see there 2 and 4, they're related, we know that, as are 8 and 12. Okay. And what we do is, once we've shaded in as many as we can, we write down on the list numbers that don't appear in times tables, okay? So obviously the first number the first number in the list would fit, so we could have the numbers that are prime numbers. So number 1 is, number 2, number 3, number 5, number 7. Now you notice no other numbers go into that. I can't double 2 and get it to go into 5. I can't double 3 and get it to go into that. But the number 6, obviously, as we see, is shaded multiple times. That isn't a prime number, so that one could go there. Now you think, oh, number 9. But number 9, you could have 3 times 3 equals 9, so that wouldn't go in. So the further you go on through there, you're looking for numbers that don't appear in any times table. Once you get through the first 10, you'll actually find it's quite a bit easier to forget about the first initial number in the prime number list there. So what you're looking for is numbers that aren't fitting in any times tables. Okay. Now you might think, well, 51 doesn't appear in a times table, but if you were to multiply other numbers up, if you go up in your 3s, for instance, you might find yourself getting up to that value. So have a little go at that by shading them in as many as you can. Don't be afraid if you put some down that are shaded. It's really about finding those ones that aren't shaded. And in the numbers up to 60 there, 1 to 60, you'll probably find there won't be many more than about 15 or so. But have a little go. So that's the first week. We have also put, because it's a smaller activity if you have a little chance of having a go at, to have a go on Rockstars to keep up that times table practice, as it's so important. Now what I've got here to the side is the next week's prime number sheet. So this is week 2's homework here. So there's a little YouTube link there. You're going to get introduced to a video of a little song to help us work out the prime numbers up to 20. So that's that there. You can have a little listen to that if you'd liked it in class. And then there's a couple of activities here. The first one, it says choose a number greater than 1 and double it. So I'm going to pick 5, for example. So 5, double it. 5, add 5. 5 times 2 is 10. So we've got 5 and 10. And then it says, can you find a prime number in your first number? And it's double, so somewhere in between 5 and 10. Now last week's sheet, the one I've just shown you, that will maybe help you. So you can think, well, what was on my list here that's in between 5 and 10? Well, 7. So 7 could be a prime number in between your double there. So we have another go, number that's greater than 1. We could go with 8. I'm going to double it, so 8 times 2 is 16. And then I'll have a little look and see if there's any numbers in between 8 and 16 that don't fit into another times table. So we know 9 does, we know 10's in the 5s and the 2 times table, 11. Now that doesn't fit in any times table, so our number there could be 11. The last little one I'm going to show you, a little bit because I don't want to complete all the activities in full. You've got to have a little go yourself. Here, this is called a Venn diagram. Now we've done this in science in year 4. We've done it with animals and things like that, where we has wings, can fly, and we've put things like snakes and birds and all sorts of things in that. So you have had familiarity with this. So I want you to put the numbers in here. So odd numbers, so 5 is an odd number, and then a prime number. So we could have 7 is an odd and it's a prime. Then we could have 17. So sorry, 17 could have gone in there as well. We could have lots of different numbers that would fit in here. Try some of the ones at the bottom that would help you. and then obviously have a little go at circling those numbers. What we have asked is if you can have a little go at TT Rockstars just 2 times. Just keep yourself fluid with what you're doing on your times tables. As I say, it's so important, and have a little go. Your teacher, Miss Eddies, and myself will go over these sheets a little bit more detail because it is very different to what you've had before, but hopefully this video gives you a bit of an idea about what you're going to be doing over the next 6 or 7 weeks. Okay, good luck.